Oh, hey, I was just listening to Tom Petty's The Waiting, man. I love that. The waiting is the hardest part. It is. Let's go. Hey, I love that Tom Petty song, The Waiting. Kind of, again, not kind of what we're talking about, but the waiting part is definitely huge. And it is the hardest part. And in the song, he's saying to his girl, I'm gonna I'm gonna be there, and it's hard to wait for things in life. It's hard to hang in there and see if things are gonna pan out, but you gotta, and it's pretty important. And for us as believers, people who trust in Jesus, that's been an issue for us waiting, and by waiting, not just sitting there like we're waiting for a bus or something, or waiting for someone to arrive at work and they're late, it's not that kind of waiting. It's more waiting in terms of hanging in there. We're going to hear that phrase today, waiting on the Lord. Here's what I'm talking about. Isaiah 40, verses 30 and 31. The people, again, a time of exile, a time of where everything's sort of collapsing and they need some hope. And God says this, he says, even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Man, you probably heard songs based on this. It's just this powerful metaphor that faith in Jesus, trusting in the Lord, hanging in there, waiting on Him, and I think it's another way of saying depend on Him. You might think, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But He's right there with you. Remember it. Look and see Him. Don't be fooled and go and trust in something else. Don't, as God's people have done over and over and over again. They're living for the right now, for the quick fix, for the easy answer. Hit the easy button, right? No. Now, sometimes there's a simple solution to things. I'm not saying that. But sometimes it's far from that. And maybe the first step seems simple, but you got to keep on walking and keep on going and keep on trusting and knowing that God's with you, knowing that He's got you. Why? As this passage is trying to say, that even people who are young, who seem like they have an endless supply, even they kind of wear out and get tired and even get exhausted, especially if they're not trusting in God. There's a limit to human beings. But if we trust in the Lord, if we wait on Him, if we depend on Him, if we see Him as the rescuer, if we see Him as the one to take care of us and the one who's going to save us and has saved us in Jesus, well then, we're going to have the strength like an eagle would have. We can run for Him and not be weary. We can walk with Him, and we're not going to feel like we're going to pass out. Spiritually speaking, and maybe even physically speaking, because He's with us. That's the point. That's the point. You can try to do it alone, but it's not a question of if you'll fail, but when. Right? That's just, I think, is true throughout history, really. And certainly your history and my history, our lives even. But man, the strength He has, the love He has, the forgiveness He has in Jesus, the healing that brings to our hearts and our souls, the life that He gives, it's incredible, right? And there's that picture of an eagle just flying and soaring through the sky. It's a picture of strength. And He's like, that's what God wants to give you. To do His thing, right? To tell people about Him, to serve Him and to help the people around you. He wants to give you what you need to do those things, to live for Him. So that might take a little bit of rearranging of your life in terms of what you think it's about. I think that's the point of the passage too. God wants us to trust Him, not in all these other things. That's what happened in Isaiah's day. It happens today. It'll probably keep happening. I say let's opt out of that and let's click into what God is doing. The love, the forgiveness, and the grace that He has, the strength that He is going to give to us. So let's wait on Him today, all right? So hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody. I'm hoping this follow through is helpful. I'm Pastor Fred, and I just love doing these. It's just a great time to spend in the Word and sharing it, and hopefully it helps you. And if it does, let somebody know about this channel and about what's going on here, so that they too can be lifted up and wait on the Lord. All right, we'll talk to you next time, and you have a great rest of your day.